Well, damn. That's a bad chick. Well, damn. Shorty bite. Well, damn. That's a bad chick. Well, damn. Shorty bite. Well, damn. That's a bad chick. Well, damn. Well, damn. That's a bad chick. Well, damn. Shorty bite. Well, damn.
Welcome to Full Circle, your source of health, business, and entertainment. And I want to welcome to all my viewers. My show today is based on some of the strong, which is something that we don't give a clap of hand to, some of our strong black African-American men here in Illinois. Today's show will be based on, and happy Father's Day to all my strong black African-American men out there. But today's show will be focused on the strong black men here in Illinois. And my first guest today is Mr. Michael Baldwell.
Yes.
Baldwell, yes. How are you?
I'm all right.
I'm glad that you actually took a moment out and time out to come, considering I'm focusing on the strong black men here, but everybody has a story, right?
Yes.
Everyone has a story, and your story was definitely interesting, and I thought, that I would like to share it with the viewers. So my first question is, Michael is actually on the show because of the loss of his son.
Yes.
And also with Father's Day coming up, and just, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So can you give us a brief, something about a brief of what happened to your son? Because he wasn't hurt, he didn't die from violence, right?
No, he didn't die from violence. Mm-hmm. No, what he died from was, actually had an enlarged heart and congestive heart failure. He had a heart attack. He'd been suffering for the last 5 years with congestive heart failure. During the process of his suffering, he was a young, active young man that engaged himself in basketball. Barber, he loved to cut hair.
Right.
And he also came about the rap,
okay.
the music industry.
And that's what was definitely interesting, because your son is his name was Med, right? And he, just before he passed away, he was changing his name to the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Okay, and the Phoenix, actually, this is the Phoenix father.
Yes.
I just wanted you to kind of get, so we can get it moving a little bit here. But let's talk a little bit about his rap career.
He started some years ago, I would say, on 67 Beach down there. They had a rap festival. I think that was in 1990, and that was the first time I noticed he was interested in rap music. There was so many young artists out there that night. I mean, this is something that no longer is going on, I'm sure, anymore. I haven't seen it, And after that, he got interested, and he started getting involved with some friends of his that he met, grew up with in high school, and also he was meeting other artists also. He would come out to concerts and meet other artists.
So that was around the first time that you actually knew that he was interested and he was rapping. So when you first heard him, what was your first thought?
I was like, man, I didn't think he had it in him.
Such a creative young man.
Very much so. He just always liked to get involved with people and get to know people and spend his time with family and friends. And he was always one that I always try to look out for.
So how far did you think this rapping career was going?
I talked to the guys at the studio, and they was really cheering them on and saying, "Hey, this could be something special," you know. And he was working on a 4th CD. He only had one song. I was trying to pry it out of this guy at the studio, but I couldn't.
Yeah, I guess
I
my
wanted to hear it.
question. Well, I guess my question was actually how many songs.
Does he?
Yeah. Because he wrote his own music as well, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I only know about maybe 12.
Okay.
I think he has about 12 songs. I think it's maybe a few on a CD. I think his first CD, I think, is maybe 12 minutes, and then the second CD, he was going more. He was adding more as he went along.
So let me ask you: was it with him? Was he sick for a while, or was this just a short term that just happened all of a sudden?
No, I noticed about 5 or 6 years ago, he was having some breathing problems, and we started looking into it then. We don't know what actually. Well, he had some asthma, but his breathing problem was getting worse and worse. You know?
So did it ever really affect him because he performed all around?
Yeah,
Illinois?
it started. Yes, it did. It started interfering with his performance. Yes, it slowed him down quite a bit. You know, it did. It slowed him down, but he still was writing and still working and trying to keep going. He was one of those that he wasn't gonna give up. He just wasn't gonna give up. It's just something that because he come from a musical family.
Right,
you know.
right. Because you're.
I played bass guitar
and
trombone and vocalist when I was young. And
did you ever play in any of his background music?
Yeah, well, you know, we kind of
was working.
Yeah, we kind of goofed around. I was goofing around with the bass guitar. He was doing some rap, you know, and we was having fun sitting there, you know, in the living room, and you know, we, you know.
So now that's was your only son.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, because it hasn't been that long. How long has it been?
Well, just last month he passed away on the 8th.
Okay.
The funeral was on the 19th of last month.
Okay.
Yeah,
so how are you doing at this point? Knowing, I mean, it's just this such talented young man, and I mean, you hate to hear about anybody passing, especially so young, but it wasn't to violence, you know. Yeah. But still, you miss them. So
yes, I do.
Yeah. So how are you coping with moving on?
It's hard. You know, every day you think it get easier, but it doesn't. You know, it's just something that's just never gonna go away. You know, that's my only, and cope. I went back to work thinking that I can cope with it better, and thinking if I just keep working, maybe you know, maybe it'll get better. You know, but you have your good days and you have your bad days. And
I asked the question because we always focus on the women and how you're dealing with it, and it's always a look at a man and say, oh, he's strong and he can handle it, he gonna keep moving. So you know, for the first time right here on Full Circle, I get a chance to actually just get the feel of the father, even though I've had fathers on that've lost their child, but this is not to violence, and this your son was moving on. He was making things happen. He had a family because he was married, right?
Yeah, he was married. Yes.
Did he have kids?
No.
Oh, no. What a.
I was praying every day for a kid, you know, but it didn't happen. It's just hard because I only had one. You know, if I had more, maybe, but That still wouldn't take away.
So would your plan be, seeing that he still was making music, do you plan to do anything else with his music, or?
Yeah, I think people need to hear where he was coming from. I think that's important. I think that's what he wanted, and that's what his goals was. You know, he said he always said to me, "Hey, Pops, you know, I got a message too." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay." Yeah. So he wants everybody to know, you know, the things he went through and the struggles he had. And
so do you think about some of the good conversations you all had? Yes. Because I think that would be something that would keep you going. Because I just seen a little smirk when you said, "Hey, Pops."
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I was "Hey, Pops." Yeah.
So I'm asking these questions because, you know, Father's Day coming up, and I know it's going to be probably a rough day for you.
It is, yeah.
But you just probably have to sit back and just think of all the good thoughts. And, you know, I appreciate you, you know, sitting here and really giving me your true feeling, and not just being one of those men that just say, "Oh, I'm cool," and, you know, it's going to be all right. Because it's not easy.
It's not an easy thing, not at all. I mean, this is, you know, you lose your mother, you may lose your brother, but when you lose one of your kids, it's a total different ball game, period. It's just a total different thing. It's just something that just, because it catches you off guard, and it's just something you just don't expect. I mean, I wanted to just give my heart, take my heart out and give to him, and let him live.
Yeah,
and let me go, you know, because I enjoyed most of my life. I did most of the things I wanted to do. You know, so you know, he needs that chance. You know, he had something that he was working on, a message that he wanted to give people. You know, he wanted to let people know how he feel about things, his point of view.
And he said it all in his music.
All in his music.
Yeah. Well, that's what I want. I really want to thank you. And we have Michael's brother here, Henry,
yes.
And we're going to get him up and just say a few things. But I want to go to commercial break. And right before we go to commercial break, let's hear some of The Phoenix, and we'll be right back.
Now these rappers won't exist. I mean, these rappers don't exist. I mean, your rhyming is a shit. Fuck a piss. So your city, I just wipe my ass with. Thinking out the stats.